right, hello, Spanish class. I'm Miss Mara, I'm the art teacher here. We have Miss Jeannie Carter from Asheville Middle School, she's a math teacher. And we have Miss Lori Miller, our Spanish teacher. We're going to be talking to you about this painting right here. Some of you may have seen it before. It is super important. It's Guernica by Pablo Picasso. And what we're going to do is we're each going to use our subject area that we know about, and we're going to bring a little of that to you using a format and how we need to talk about art. So if you ever go to a museum or you want to sound super smart about art, you use this method. And it's so easy. It looks kind of complicated, but it's not. We're going to walk you through it. My part is going to be describe. So I'm going to we're going to work on describing this. But when we describe it, don't think about trying to get into the deep, dark meaning of it or why you think it was painted. Just tell me what you see when we get to this part, okay? It's kind of like, if this was in a museum, and you're on the phone with your best friend, and you're like, I've seen the most amazing painting of all time. And they're like, well, describe it to me. Maybe you don't have a phone, you can't put up the camera on your phone, so you're just gonna have to use your words to describe what you see. All right, you're not trying to break it down or get into like different elements of it or what its meaning is. And so that's what my part is going to do. And so I'm gonna ask you to come up here to the board, and so let's say, I see a horse. I want you to actually write on here, horse, like that. And then I'm going to pass the analyze off to Ms. Carden, and she's going to talk to you about connection with math. Because believe it or not, this painting has some connections with math. And if you want to understand art, you really, really, really need to look at it whole picture. And a lot of times that involves more subjects than just art. So this one's got it all. We're going to move on to math, and she's going to tell you what she needs you to do. And then Ms. Miller is going to talk about interpret, like what does this mean? Looking at the history and the culture, because it does have a lot of meaning behind it. And so she's going to ask you want them to write on the board too? Yes. But the fun part, and where your opinion counts, is the last part, and that's judge it. We're going to all do that together. You're going to decide at the end of this, do you like it? Is it good or is it bad? And this is what I love about teaching art. There is not one correct answer. Either you can all like it, you can all not like it, two of you can like it, the rest not. You can have your own opinion about it, as long as you have an opinion. So just keep that in mind when you're going through this stuff. There are no wrong answers, because you don't have the complete history of this painting. You don't know everything there is to know about Cubism and Pablo Picasso. So we don't expect you to be an expert. We just want you to try to understand this painting today through math and history and culture and Spanish and some a little art thrown in. But to me, it's important to get a well-rounded view of what's going on with this work of art. So now, pass this on to math.
Okay, so the second step in our method here is to analyze it and look at what elements are used. Cubism uses a lot, even it's almost there in its name, cubism, the root of the cube. So it uses a lot of interlocking shapes and geometric planes. So what I'm going to want you to do is to see what kind of geometric figures you can find in this shape. And I'm going to want you to come and actually outline those and show me what geometric figures you see in this concept right here.
And then we're going to interpret it. What does it mean? And I'm going to end up having y'all come up to the board and write some things as well, because I want you to look at some of the symbols in here and interpret what they mean. But in order to do that, you need to know the story behind the painting. So there's a big story, a very important story behind the painting. Once you know it, it's a little bit easier to look at some of these things and say, oh, okay, I see it. I got that. The story behind this is a little town of Guernica. Okay, the painting is named Guernica. 1936, Civil War broke out in Spain, okay, between General Francisco Franco and who was a fascist, who was fighting against the Republicans, different Republicans than what we have here, okay? Anyway, a year after the war started, he bombed, basically, or had this town bombed, okay? Think about what happened in the world a little while after 1936 and 1937. What was a big world event? Anyone?
World War II.
World War II. Hitler, the Nazis, right? Well, guess who Francisco Franco had an alliance with?
Hitler.
Hitler, the Nazis, okay? Well, Hitler had a airplane squadron who needed some bombing practice. Literally, they wanted bombing practice. And so Francisco Franco had them come in and use this town, Guernica, to practice their bombing on. You know, during World War II, there's a lot of, you hear a lot about, especially in Europe and London, a lot of aerial bombing where, just any time of the day, you can have airplanes coming over and bombing, and people had to get into bomb shelters, and air raids were constant. It started here. Okay, this is where they started practicing that type. Okay, their blitzkrieg is what we call them. All right, so April 26, 1937, in the town of Guernica, it was a Monday. Why would you bomb a town? If you want to get rid of the town during the war, what would be some reasons you would bomb it?
Territory.
Territory. What else? You want to take it over. And that's a good point, because Guernica was in a place that was popular with Republicans. They were not on, the people that lived there were not on Francisco Franco's side. Okay. But also, you look for something that has something valuable in the war, right? Well, outside of Guernica, there was a munitions factory outside of Guernica, okay, not in the town itself. And the men who were of fighting age were off fighting the war, they weren't there. Okay, so on this Monday, April 26th, is when all of this begins. All right, and as we get into it more, we will talk about what the imagery has to say.
Then we have some cool things for y'all to do. They're set up right for the Picasso. We found an interactive
Yes.
3D model, so you can actually see what it would look like if you take this flat thing and actually if it was a living thing taking up the third dimension. So we have that you'll get to look at. Plus, Miss Miller found the site, it's so cool. We're talking about Picasso head.
Picasso head.
Picasso head is awesome.
Well, you messed with it more than I did.
Yeah, I
so
did
you
one
talk
at
about
lunch
it.
the other day. It's a simple program, and you get to actually make your own Picasso head.
In the Cubist style.
Yeah, it's super fun.
It is, it's fun. But we've got some cool video that takes the imagery in this and puts it in a 3D style. And that's gonna help us when we talk about what the imagery means, makes it easier to see. Right? All right. Now, when you pull up the file in Teams with Guernica, the first thing you see is a big picture. That is a picture of this mural in the Museo Reina Sofia in Spain, where it's located at. Look at how big it is. The original is 25.5 feet wide and 11 feet tall. Okay, this was a big deal. This was a huge mural that Picasso did. And he did it in response to the bombing. He was in Paris, he was not in Spain, he was in Paris. He did it in response to the bombing. Picasso was big on symbolism. There's a lot of things in here that we want to try to look at and see what they mean. Several of y'all have already pointed out several things that I want to talk about and look and see what it means to us. Someone pointed out newspaper print. Okay. Picasso learned about the bombing by reading the newspapers, and that made an impression on him. And so you see that theme throughout it. Okay, it looks like newsprint. Lots of animals, right? Someone pointed out the bull up here. Anyone have any idea what the bull might be?
Like a matador?
Okay, what do matadors have to do with? Bullfighting. Where is bullfighting the most? Spain. Throughout Spanish art and Spanish literature, the bull represents Spain. Okay, it's a very common symbol for Spain. Horse. What does the horse look like is happening to it? It looks like it's in pain. Yeah, the horse has been speared, and we're just going to talk about the way it might have been gored also, but it represents the people of Spain. Okay, what else? The soldier. Y'all see the soldier down here? What is he holding in his hand? Yeah, it's a broken sword. And what else can you tell about the soldier? He's screaming. What about his body? It's disfigured, it's dismembered, I mean, like it's in different pieces. What do you think that represents? Explosion, bomb, what happens when you get bombed?
Death.
You get dismembered. Death, yes, it's just an overall representation of death. What though? No one caught it. Yes, they did. Flower. He has a flower in his hand. What would you think a flower would represent? The peace, it could be, what else?
Purity.
Purity, innocence, you know, all very positive things that don't have anything to do with bombing. It could be a symbol of hope. Okay? So, one up here that was not caught because of the shading within it. There's a dove back here. What do doves represent? Peace. Dove is an international symbol of peace. Okay? What about...
Rico Tolliver, come to the front office.
What's happening over here? Look like it's being tortured. What do you think this represents? And this up here that y'all pointed out, what do you think those represent? Fire. This is someone burning. After the bombing of Guernica, the town burned for 3 days. Okay, so you see the image of burning in here as well. Okay? Oh, someone pointed out the light up here. You see more of what looks like flames coming out of the light, right? The word for bomb in Spanish is bomba. Okay? What does quesadilla mean? Quesadilla, you eat it. It's something you eat, right? Usually has cheese in it, right? Quesadilla means little cheese. What about tortilla? Has that I-L-L-A on it, right? Tortilla means little torta. What do you think light bulb means? I mean, how do you say light bulb in Spanish? Bombilla. The light represents those bombs up in the air. It's over everything. It represents those bombs up in the air coming down on the city. Okay, so that was a big thing.
I noticed that the way that he painted it, it almost looks like an eye, and that's the light bulb.
Yes, it does look like an eye. That's another interpretation of it as well. Okay,
Time is up.
all right,
We're gonna do the judge here.
okay. Yes.
Our last step now is to judge this painting, Guernica. And is it, you need to think of it, do you like it, do you not like it, is it good or is it bad? And remember what I said at the beginning, your opinion matters. And it doesn't have to be my opinion. We can all have our own opinion about art. That's the great thing about art. So, quick, just survey. How many of you think that this is a good painting? How many of you think this is good art? Would anybody care to share why it may be good? Oh, I see a, Does anybody want to share why they think it's good?
I think it's good because it has so many symbols and like it represents so many different things, but at the same time it's not really a beautiful painting, but it has very deep meaning.
So did that affect your opinion after you heard more about the culture and the history behind it? Who else thinks this is wonderful? Wants to give me some reasons? Okay, give me a reason.
I think it's a good thing because like it represents like an astronomical time like in history for them, like as a country. So.
So let me ask you this, when you first saw it, has your opinion changed now that we've heard the history of the story? Because mine has. I didn't really know all of that being a math person. I was more focused on, like we said, the geometric shape. So has your opinion changed now that you know the history? Yes.
You think this could serve as an important statement against war? It is one of the biggest anti-war statements in art today.